Dear friends, welcome to Attari Classes. Your friend Maksud Shekha is back with some good news. AWS Cloud training with GenAI, where you can learn cloud using the power of GenAI. You might be thinking that why GenAI is being introduced by Attari Classes. One of the basic reason is that because I am a trainer and I am getting continuous inquiries and questions from my students, sir, that there are many courses related to Gen AI in the market. Which course I should do? And they are not having any clear direction. And in fact, I met some people, I came across some of my ex-students who have invested 20,000, 30K only on generic Gen AI courses. And after that, the response is that, yes, I got some basic idea, but it is not much helping me in my career. And some people are getting mails from big institutes, IITs, IIMs, and email from big companies, and they are charging lakhs of rupees fees. And again, I'm getting inquiries from my students, sure, sir, shall I go for this course? So generally, most of the generic Gen AI courses will waste your time and money. That is the reason Attari Classes has a thought which can help our students where how can our people already cloud engineer, how can they get the benefit at the first hand using GenAI? And that is possible. Why? Because if you have a cloud knowledge, you have already done AWS cloud course, you have a knowledge, but just if you use the power of GenAI, you can get excellency in your career. You can get practical job ready skills. You will come to know in this video what we are going to cover. And the benefit is that it's a budgeted learning. And once you learn, you already have the fundamentals of AWS Cloud. And if you learn Gen AI, it is helping you and creating a high impact on your career. So basically, this AWS with Gen AI training is a career focused training. Now, coming to the point, that AWS Solution Architect course at Attari Classes, which thousands of students have already done, was actually a console based. Where on the console, I have taught you to create EC2 server, you have learned VPC, you have learned IAM service, S3 buckets, storage, RDS service, and load balancer, auto scaling, everything we have done. But today industry is demanding upgrade and they want modern AWS solution architect engineers with GenAI knowledge. So here when you learn GenAI, you are directly implementing it in your career. You will learn AWS CLI, GenAI, how can you automate the task? Though you don't know how to write a single line of Python, but can you make Lambda function using Python? Yes, that I will teach you live. And SSM is a breakthrough service in Amazon Cloud, which we will discuss later on. But this is very important, and you will really enjoy these practicals. And CI/CD, Terraform, these are the skills which are required today. Though these are DevOps skills, CI/CD pipeline, Terraform, but these are generally required in most of the jobs today available in market for an AWS cloud engineer. That's the reason we have integrated something related to DevOps also in this course. And Amazon EC2 endpoint, this is also a very good feature. So it's everything is covered in this new branded course, AWS Cloud with Gen AI. Now the question comes that why Gen AI and how it will help you? See, in this course, I will clear all your doubts. What is AI? We will discuss. Why Gen AI is important? We will discuss. What is prompt engineering and how much it is important? We will discuss. And Gen AI can help you. It is an assistant, but not your brain. It means you should have a good knowledge about cloud. And then you use the power of Gen AI, you become faster and smarter engineer what industry is demanding today. These all things I have explained clearly and we will cover in detail in our syllabus. Now, AWS training with Gen AI will convert you into a modern cloud engineer because industry has shifted from just console to automation, CLI, multiple things which you discussed before few minutes. When you upgrade yourself, what happens? You become a modern cloud engineer and you are industry ready with all the modern skills in your hand. Now, just for an example purpose, Earlier days when people have used to come to Attari classes, they have learned VPC creation. It was a console-based step-by-step process. How to delete default VPC, how to create a new VPC, how to create subnets, how to assign auto IP address, create attach internet gateway, update the route table. So much time it used to take. Today also, in this course also, we teach people how to create VPC manually. That is not a problem. That is a fundamental. But the point over here is that in production, people are nowadays demanding a shift into their requirement. What is that? That people want something automation. Very fast they want. That's the reason in our syllabus, I will guide you on Cloud Shell. What is AWS CLI? What is Cloud Shell? How can you use Cloud Shell? Many things we will go and discuss about Cloud Shell in our live lectures and in this recorded LMS you will get. So basically, when we discuss about Cloud Shell, we discuss about AWS CLI. The benefit is that once you get this knowledge and you combine the power of GenAI, if you want to create a VPC, you can create VPC in second with the help of GenAI and AWS CLI. It means you just have a AWS CLI bash script and everything as per your requirement will be done in few seconds. Now you might be thinking, I don't know scripting, I don't know this, I don't know that. It's very easy and everything I have done practically and everywhere I've guided you. It means you will learn CLI, you will learn GenAI, you with the power of GenAI and you will become a good prompt engineer also. Similar fashion, several examples can be given. One more example. Like everybody has learned identity and access management service, how to create user, how to create groups, how to give permission. That's okay. But if an auditor comes to your company and he says to your manager that I need the complete permission list, complete summary of what is done, who is doing that. If a task is given to an engineer, he might take days or weeks. But if a modern engineer having the knowledge of CLI and GenAI, he can generate all the details and the complete reports will be ready in few minutes. You can even export in CSV or Excel format and share it with your manager. When you do this in minutes, your manager will automatically come to know you are something different from others. This is the power of Gen AI, which we are going to implement live in our career. So we are not talking about generic Gen AI. No, we are talking about Gen AI, which will be implemented into your live career and it can benefit you live in production companies. There was a much demand that, sir, we are working on Windows Server. Earlier used to work on Windows servers only. But now we have introduced Linux-based EC2 server live practical also. Now somebody might say, sir, I don't know Linux. No issues. From basics, we have covered how to set up a Linux server, how to use putty, how can you take SSH of a server, everything. And one game changing is that when you use a Windows EC2 server, you have a key pair. And once you change the password, then key pair loses the value. Then key pair becomes useless. But in Linux, it doesn't work like that. Linux, the method is completely different. That's the reason the key pair remains valid even if you change the password of the Linux server. Everything I have discussed in this training. Okay. So you will get a complete idea. You will learn basics of Linux also. Now, like I told you, you can create VPC fast. Similarly, EC2 server you want to deploy, you can deploy very fast with the help of GenAI. Whatever you want to define, you can define. But with the help of Gen AI and AWS CLI, your server will be ready and no need to install website. The website is already installed if you have given proper commands of AWS CLI using Gen AI. It means that you want to make a server ready with website installed. Can you make ready in seconds? Yes, that is the power of Gen AI. So Gen AI basically makes you smarter. Similarly, in this course, I have shown you everything live practically so that you don't just feel theory and bore. You will get complete all practical ideas, how to get it. And you have my WhatsApp number, so you can ping me if you face any difficulties. Now, VPC peering, it took how much time in our lab? Do you remember? But with CLI using Gen AI, peering can be made ready in few seconds. This also we will do live practicals, all route table updates, VPC peering, everything will be done automated. And this is not that you need to do every time. No, once you do the peering setup and you have the system ready, next time you want to do again and again peering between different region, you do minor changes and peering can be done within few seconds. So no need to waste the time, right? Those people who have attended the NAT gateway lecture, you might have remembered that to create the NAT gateway lab setup, it took around 45 minutes. But with the help of GenAI NAT Gateway Lab, we will make ready in seconds. And that is also available in this LMS. Okay. So the complete course, you can say, is almost upgraded and it makes you very modern. Your thinking, your level of thinking, your level of working, everything will change. And AWS System Manager is a game-changing topic which we have introduced in our syllabus, where a user can directly access the server without having SSH and RDP enabled. If you have a Windows server without RDP enabled, can you access? Yes. Without SSH, can you access? Yes. That is all possible using AWS System Manager. How? A complete topic with live practical is available in this LMS. No need to worry. One more game-changing thing, that if your server is in a private subnet, but it is not having a public IP because it is in a private subnet. Now you want to access the server in a private subnet which is not having any IP and you are the administrator. It is not having any public IP. You want to access. Can you access? Yes. A new topic we have introduced which is known as VPC endpoint, also known as VPC endpoint, known as EC2 instance connect endpoint. It is also game changing. You will really enjoy these practicals. You will feel that, okay, I'm in a different world. Okay, so very interesting. This also is there. Now, in our syllabus, we have learned about spot instance. And I told you, I had explained you that whenever the capacity goes low in Amazon cloud, whenever CPU RAM capacity goes in Amazon data center, Amazon can terminate your server or stop your server or hibernate your server depending upon the settings you do. But before that happens, actually, when termination or stop or hibernation happens, actually you get a 2 minute notice period. But we had never tested this because now we are going on advanced things. We have covered this live practicals, that how you will get a 2 minute notice period and can you see it live? Yes, that is also done live in this course. And one more thing you will really enjoy, that earlier we used to launch the server. After launching the server, you do website installation, you do software installation, database installation, whatever you want to do. But Amazon EC2 user data can help you that when you launch the server, how can you use the user data feature and automatically your server will be launched with website, software, configuration, everything done. It means before the server is actually created, all the configurations will be given to the EC2. As soon as the server is created, everything will be installed for you ready. It means it will make your initial configuration ready as soon as the server is launched. Whatever files you want to create, whatever software, database, application you want to install, everything can happen. So EC2 user data also, this topic you will really enjoy. Now, we have learned Lambda theoretically, that Lambda function can run, it can do that, it can do that. But in this course, practically, if an alert is triggered, can an AWS Lambda function based on Python can run automatically and save the details in my database? Yes. The Amazon DynamoDB also we have done some basic practicals, but here everything correlated practicals will be done and you will really enjoy. For example, you describe what you want in your Lambda function, but you don't know the Python, no problem. Don't take tension. Gen AI will help you. You describe what you want and a Python code is available. Now, using this Python code, you deploy the Lambda function. And what Lambda will do, Lambda will save all the data in the database. For example, in your company, CPU alarms are triggered, memory alarms are triggered. And whenever alarm is triggered, it goes to the SNS. How SNS will give the message to Lambda, how Lambda Python based course will trigger and save all the alarms data in the database, DynamoDB. And now what happens after 1 month, after 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, you want to get a report in Excel format, CSV format, which alarm was triggered at which time. Can you share it with your manager? Can you share with the operations lead? Can you share with your head? Yes. Now, this all happens in a day-to-day life in a production environment. This live production practical and integration of CloudWatch with SNS, with Lambda, with DynamoDB, everything you will learn live in this course. One very good interested practical is that if you are working in a production environment, you have multiple buckets. And many buckets are created, and in big production environment, hundreds of buckets are there, and you are not aware that what to do with these buckets. Now, if you want to clean up the buckets, can you use the power of GenAI and AWS CLI and delete the buckets in second after confirmation? Yes. Can you have an interactive script? Can you create on your own? Yes, with the power of GenAI, everything is possible. That script interactive will ask you before deleting all the objects whether you want to delete the bucket. It is having, if the bucket is having the objects, it will tell you the objects are there. You need to delete the bucket objects first. It will ask you the confirmation. Then you delete the buckets. Again, it will ask you the confirmation before deleting. And these all cleanups can be done in a matter of 30 seconds, 1 minute. But if you want to delete buckets manually, check the data, what data is available, what is there, it takes so much time. So my dear friend, these practicals my students have really enjoyed, and they have given me the feedback on WhatsApp also, sir, it's very good. Hopefully you will also enjoy this interactive script bulk deletion of S3 buckets. Now, game changer comes into picture that as I told you earlier that we have integrated some DevOps topic. So what is GitHub? How you can create a GitHub account, and what is GitHub repository, what is committing of code, everything we'll discuss in this session. And we will discuss about CI, continuous integration. And we will use Amazon Service Code Build, which can work as a continuous integration for us in our this live recorded lecture, where you will get a complete idea about CI, continuous integration. So code build service we will use. After that, I will also teach you code delivery. What is continuous delivery? Sorry. Continuous integration and continuous delivery. Now, continuous delivery, we will check how a code is modified in GitHub and can be updated live into the resources of Amazon like S3. How can the continuous delivery happen? Once CI concept, CD concept, and this GitHub concepts are clear in your mind, GitHub, CI, CD, we will go ahead and live create one CI, CD pipeline using Amazon Code Pipeline feature, where developer does the changes, automatic continuous integration will come into picture, pipeline will come into picture, and the website will be updated live. Your application can be updated live. This everything live you will be able to do in this course. Okay, not to worry. Now, most of the interviews people ask about today CI/CD pipeline, so we have included that. And one thing which is very common in today's market, do you know Terraform? And most of the people who does solution architect, they are not aware about DevOps. But CI/CD pipeline and Terraform is the fundamental which everybody should be aware. And Terraform is from HashiCorp. But the benefit is that it is though where infrastructure can be created using code, but it works with AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and multiple cloud provider. That is the reason it is an industry practice, standard practice to use Terraform. Most of the companies are using it. But in this course, you will learn what is Terraform TF files. TF stands for Terraform files. How can you plan your infrastructure using Terraform? How can you create the resources, server, storage, everything using Terraform? How can you update at any time? And if you have created an environment using Terraform, can you create similar environment in London, America, Singapore? If you have an environment in Mumbai, can you create similar environment in different parts of the world? Yes, that all is possible. That's the reason, my dear friend, even you don't know any language, no problem, use Terraform with GenAI and you can faster automate your clouds. Okay, so this is where you will learn and your mind will open, oh, this is possible, and yes, why people are asking for Terraform nowadays. But before doing Terraform practicals, I will also teach you how to install AWS CLI and Terraform on your EC2 server. This everything live practicals we will do. And after that, we will go ahead and do live Terraform practical. And in Terraform, there is one iPad trick. Init, plan, apply, destroy. That all I will teach you live practicals, and you will really enjoy that. Okay, this is Terraform. At least you will get a better idea, a better understanding about CI, CD, pipeline, Terraform, what is going on in today's market, and you will feel something different in your life and career. So thank you for listening to the upgraded version, what is covered in AWS Cloud Gen AI course. And thank you. Learn smart, grow fast. Best of luck. Take care, dear friends. Bye bye. If you require any help, most of the people are my ex students. They have my WhatsApp number, so you can contact me. Take care. Bye bye. Your friend Maksud Shekha.